Appearance of Life begins in Buenos Aires, Argentina. On March 24, 1976, a military coup overthrew the existing democratic government. Pushing into power a reign of terror, their desire was to crush any perceived, quote, subversives. We meet the character of Margarita. Margarita is a housewife and mother, and she waits at home for her 20-year-old daughter, Rosa, to return. But Rosa never comes home.
Alberto, it's 9 o'clock. No call, nothing. That isn't like her. Just drive over to the soup kitchen, see if she's still there. Maybe they threw a birthday party for her and she lost track of time. You go, I'll stay and warm up the bread pudding and empanadas we were supposed to eat 3 hours ago. That night, I do not sleep. I stare out the window for hours, watching, waiting. The sun begins to rise. Still no Rosa. I call the police. It's my daughter, Rosa. She's not come home for 5.5 weeks. Here's a picture of her. I thought it would help. A little old, but she's not aged so much. She's only 21, 6 years older than here. Senor, I tried. I tried to call over the phone. They wouldn't listen. They don't listen. They said, no, please, senor. They didn't take the information. Rosa de Cortines.
Margarita pursues every avenue she can think of, the police, the churches, the politicians, all in the hopes of finding her daughter. But still, she does not find her. What she does find is a group of women who call themselves Las Madres, the mothers.
I pull open the massive doors to the Navy's church. Packed into the pews, there sits so many women. I recognize many of them. We've bumped into each other in the steps of the police station and in other churches. They smile at me and nod. Here, I am at home. Then, at the far end of the sanctuary, I see her, that woman from the day at the police station. By ourselves! We are old, vulnerable, powerless, pleading women. But together, mothers, together we are strong and invincible.
The mothers come together to form a community and to share their stories of loss. And through these stories of loss emerges this incredible organization. And they decide to take to the streets in peaceful resistance to tell their story.
People begin to notice us. They look at us with hatred in their eyes, the mothers of the terrorists. Police begin to arrive, not to protect us, but to scream at us, "You can't be here! What do you think you're doing?" Ubiquitous Ford Falcons with unmarked plates arrive at the plaza's four corners. Military men with menacing looks emerge. It's hard to keep sight of one another, so we move to the monument in the middle of the plaza. We begin to march around it. "Ha visto a mi hijo? Have you seen my son? Ha visto a mi hija? Have you seen my daughter? Ha visto a mi hijo? Have you seen my son? Ha visto a mi hija?"
They write the names of their disappeared on white kerchiefs, and they carry pictures of their children, and they march every Thursday at the Plaza de Mayo, the government square, and they demand answers. And ultimately, it is their actions that end the war. I first became interested in this subject matter when I saw Las Madres speak at a university function. They were talking about the power of peaceful resistance and relating their own experiences. And I was so moved by their story. And I was particularly moved that they didn't stop once the war in Argentina ended. Instead, they went on.
You may have momentarily silenced their voices, but you will never silence their dreams. We mothers will not go away. We will march each day until each and every innocent, free-thinking citizen of Argentina has been returned. Next to me, another mother grabs my hand and squeezes. "We're on our way," she whispers. Over the next years, we will go to Kosovo to support the women there. We will go to Iraq, Belgrade, Peru. We will meet in Rome with the Pope. We will tour American colleges. We will go wherever we can share our story, wherever we can help other women in our solidarity and strength as mothers. We will go.
She connects with that community of women. And so again, I think it's the importance of sharing our personal story, and in sharing that story, the power that we really have then as a community to do incredible things. Letters to Cleo has been performed for universities, for Fortune 500 companies, for traditional theaters, and despite the venue, despite the audience, the story has moved people, and it's moved people to action. So Appearance of Life is really a story for everyone, and I think it's successful because of its universality. I developed the play much in the way the rest of the Letters to Cleo project is developed. The first step is that I do a ton of research. My research is comprised of historical accounts, anthropological studies, autobiographies, fables, children's stories, anything I can get my hands on that helps me understand the community from whence these women come and what their story really is. The second step of the process is to actually go into the community and to record their stories firsthand. The third step is then bringing all of the research and the interviews together to form an archetypal story of these women's experiences, their losses, and their ultimate triumphs.
My feet march to the sound of her music, our music. It grows louder and louder each day, each circle around the square. We hear their harmony in our own footsteps, and we let their music guide us. We are the mothers, and the mothers will always keep marching.